review the rest of your night, however you choose, Jeff. I'm not telling you I think reviews are great. I just think when it's important, you might as well get it right? Is that fair?
That's fair that you.
Pistons got the #1 pick. That's the only good thing that happened tonight. God, they blew this game. Both games they should have won. Again. How many times, man? How many times? All game, Paul George was atrocious. He played an atrocious game today, but he did this is his new thing. He don't just mess up for the entire game. He normally will just say, okay, I'm going to play through it, get some easy ones, do some flopping all over the floor when my shot ain't going. And I'm going to turn it around and somebody else going to bail me out. Normally that person was Luke Kennard. Luke Kennard today. Luke Kennard is normally the guy that steps up in those type of moments and make that situation work. But that didn't happen. Luke Kennard, they did everything right. They got calls. They got everything. And they ruined a perfect game by Pat Bev. He took Devin Booker out of his game. I ain't talking about the headbutt. I'm talking about before the headbutt. Devin Booker was harassed all night. He couldn't get comfortable. He didn't get a chance to dribble into his shot like he did when Rondo was on him. He was off. He was drifting on his shots, and he couldn't get anything really to go down. The only shots he was hitting was those when he was unharassed. Somebody told me the Clippers got robbed. Well, the Suns got screwed. I would say they got a lot of calls called against them. But calls isn't what turned this game around. The Suns weren't executing. The problem with them is that they shut Devin Booker down. And once you shut Devin Booker down, you put yourself in a position where other guys got to be the star. So when Cameron Payne was getting off and being the lead guy, I knew this would be a problem for them. And it was working out just as I predicted. I said, okay, here's what I was thinking about right now. Because once they did it, I knew down the stretch, instead of giving the ball to Booker, they would go to someone who had the hot hand, like Payne. And Payne went for the shot and got it blocked when they should have went to Booker. That's what happens when somebody who normally comes in and just provide a spark. They're not normally there to shoot the game winner unless it's a three. But him penetrating to the basket for the win, I was very confident in everybody being there on defense to protect the paint. And Paul George went coast to coast because they were off balance defensively. He did the right thing, laid it up. I said, okay, he played like crap again. He slopped it out. And I'm like, he missed 3 free throws early. He hit these 2 to cut it to 1, and he got the lead. Paul George, you can turn it around. There's been a slop game from everybody involved. We could turn it around and get the steal. So the Clippers had the opportunity. I mean, had the opportunity. They had a 1-point lead, got the ball back. Pat Bev played the most complete defense and offensive game. Yeah, I beat Ratchet and Clank. Offense to defense, they did a great job. But then things started to change a little bit. Things start to, how do I say, revert back to a way where it shouldn't have. And I felt a little weird about it, but it happened. And I was shocked. But I said, whoa, that wasn't supposed to happen. It's a lot of things that happened on that play that people don't know about. They did a screen and someone fell asleep on defense, and another guy had a wide open 3, which missed. Aiden looked like he touched the ball at first, and it didn't happen. And it went out of bounds with 0.8 seconds to go. They ran a better play than what they were defending. With 0.6 seconds, the lob is the only chance they really got. So you have to protect against the lob. And they're only going to throw the lob to Aiden. He's the only guy you got to stay glued to. Do not let Aiden rotate towards the basket. I don't care if somebody got to shoot a jump shot to beat you. I would rather lose to a jump shot than to lose to a out of bounds play for a dunk. That's unacceptable in championship basketball play. But looking at the play, it was a complete foul on Aiden. That was an offensive foul. Aiden not only grabbed Zubac by his jersey and put him in the direction of Booker. You can clearly see that happen. It was an obvious offensive call. He took Zubac and led him to doggone Booker. It was an offensive foul that wasn't called. But if you shoe box, you got to fight through that. You got to slap his arm down. You got to do something. Hit the like button if you saw what I saw. I'll do it better for you. That's a foul, ladies and gentlemen. He's already committing the foul. He's going to lead him right to Booker. Look, he still got his jersey. He's finna take him right to Booker. Look, now he's still holding his jersey. He's finna lead him right to Booker. He's going to push him and make sure he goes to Booker. Look, he even pushes him into Booker. That is a clear offensive foul. Clear the call. Payne even gave it away in the post-press conference. The interview after the game, he said, hey, the refs let us get away with stuff. So he told us, look, the refs ain't going to call that. They kind of let you get away with stuff down the stretch. Cameron Payne said it flat out. Right after the game, he gave it all up and said, the coach said, hey, they ain't gonna call it. Just go ahead and do it. So that was the plan. What's the offensive foul? Hit the like button for that. Oh, you must be a LeBron fan. Too bad they cut his head off on the Space Jam poster to try to make him look like Michael Jordan, like his Michael Jordan movie. Trying to deceive people into believing there it is. Okay, let's listen to it. Cameron Payne.
Oh, absolutely. Toward the end of the game, when it's like under 2 seconds, last play of the game, the refs kind of let you get away with a little bit. So one thing said in the huddle, make sure we screen. Great screens because the refs really not paying attention. And he said a great screen. That's a big time unselfish play by a great player.
You see? He just told you. He just told you. The refs ain't going to call it. The refs ain't paying attention. Go ahead and do it. That's good on Monty. He got away with it. But that was clearly an offensive foul. And, I mean, it was one of the easiest ones to call. No, the out of bounds on Booker wasn't suspect. It was clearly out of bounds on Booker. But it's the rule that's messed up. Because if they cause the ball to go out of bounds, they need to clarify that rule better. Because if somebody hit the ball and it's still in your hands, it's going to roll off you and go out of bounds. So, but they caused it to go out. So now it's their ball. You know, they go look at it. Of course, you're going to be the last one with the ball in your hand. So now there'll be no confusion. I showed you it was an offensive foul. Right, they trying to deceive people like Michael Jordan is gonna be in Space Jam. They don't want people to see as LeBron, but he's so great and everybody loves him. They lost control of the game. Scott Foster was there, so you know he was lost. They were there to try to basically help the Clippers, and they did. They helped the Clippers. They gave the Clippers a lot of breaks in this game, and I was appreciative. But Paul George is still on him. That was an offensive foul, but that situation don't exist if you do your job. He took too long to shoot them free throws, man. He was there for 6 years on the free throw line, knowing that's not what you normally do on free throws. Go through your normal progression, your normal motion, and shoot the ball. He thinking too much. I knew he was going to miss. I knew it. And then the first one went off, I said, oh, God, he finna miss the second. He finna jag both of them. I'm looking at his face. I'm like, look, he's trying to convince himself he calm. I'm like, it's over. Because he was drastic. He the reason for that long break on the side because he threw the ball in all lethargic. I'm like, gosh, man. I know Kawhi someone just knocking stuff over.
What's up with it, Casino?
What's up?
Man, Scott Foster tried to steal the game for the Suns. Man, he was doing everything in his power trying to help the Clippers win.
Yeah, he was. He was doing his job.
I'm glad the Clippers lost.
I'm glad they lost too, because they tried to give them that game on a silver platter. You hear me?
Hell yeah.
For real.
It was obvious, though. You could just see it. It was obvious.
No, Pat Bev was playing shady all night long.
No, he wasn't.
Yes, he was.
Yeah, he
Yes,
was.
he was, dog.
No,
He
was.
He had Devin Booker, man. That was a flagrant foul.
No, dog. That one out.
Pat Bev was playing some D out there.
That was a flagrant foul. See, no, he hit better that man. He JYD.
That was
all the time.
Man, he J.
Nah,
so he JYD.
Nah, man, they gave 9 lives.
Basketball court.
He put the junkyard dog headbutt on that man, like on your Patreon, the junkyard dog. See, no.
And they still lost.
I'm glad they lost, man. Look, it was obvious. You could tell Scott Foster was trying to help him win. It was obvious. He was making it too obvious.
Well, he was helping him calls to make the game close. Yeah, he was. I would not say that, but I definitely cannot take nothing away from
they could have won the game.
And the pressure, because what's his name, Devin Booker was playing horrible today, and it was because of him, and that's what gave the Clippers a chance. Paul George, this game should have been a 20-point.
Pat Bev was fouling.
He wasn't fouling. I mean, I know y'all just
grabbing them all in the jersey and everything. Yeah, he was fouling.
See, no, you ain't got nothing to say about Scott Foster making it obvious he was trying to help the Clippers win. What about that?
Did you hear what I said?
He just said that. He said he was.
You're not listening,
Did you not hear what I said from the very jump? I said, yeah, you are absolutely correct about Scott Foster.
Touch it up.
Hey, check it out, man. I don't care who win or lose, man. I'm just happy that we get some good, fair, clean games, man. This is the best playoff ever, man.
Yep.
Real talk.
Nice blazer, too, by the way.
See,
I seen it. I had to grab this.
See, what you think about? Look, they say when Kevin Durant that shoot, his shoe was bigger than his other foot when he say, but what's the odds of that? They say he had a.
Hey, no KD slander, bro. Leave that man alone.
I don't know what
man. You gotta leave KD alone. Dog.
They talking about on Undisputed. They say Durant had a size 15 shoe on and a 14 shoe, and the 15 shoe the one that stuck on the line. They were talking about on Undisputed.
I don't know. I didn't do that, but all I know is he was only an inch on the line, so it just happened, man. But I thought
he's not the first person that happened to.
PG gotta take this L, bro, and just move on, man. That's it.
Major Johnson say
Will this
Magic Johnson say,
turn into a Nick Anderson situation for Paul George? Because he ain't played
It might do.
game. He just been doing enough, and he been getting fouled, doing his flopping around on the floor like a fish. He been doing his LeBron James basically, staying in the game, keeping himself in there by falling all over the place, and they giving him calls. Now, because his shot ain't falling. That's why I love it when his shot's falling, because then he plays a lot better. But when his shot ain't falling, oh my God.
I think that the Clippers don't get a lot of calls from the referee going to the basket, man. Watching these games.
I'm betting big heavy on game 3.
and you gonna lose too.
I think it's gonna
lose. The referees threw the damn kitchen sink at on the song.
Hey, listen, man.
It was not that bad.
It was. Yeah, it was.
Clippers like to do the hard way, fam.
Remember Nick Anderson? The Orlando Magic was winning that game by like 20 points against Houston. They were having no problems with Houston. Penny,
you know, I remember.
And
that was against the Bulls. One of against the Bulls when Nick Anderson missed the 2 free throws.
Nope, that was in the championship NBA Finals. And against the Bulls, he got the steal on Michael Jordan that led to the game-winning dunk. So he was the hero of the finals. So he was the man. They were like, man, this is a super team. Because before it was just Penny, Shaq, and Horn, the big three. And then he became the big four after that series. They was like, man, if it wasn't for Nick Anderson steal, and this guy was like a 78% free throw shooter. So when he go to the line, everybody was okay, he finna hit these free throws. That's that. He go up there to shoot, and he missed the first, he missed the second, and ever since then, man, he dropped to like a 50% free throw shooter. His whole career was done. He was never the same player. He still talk about that to this day. Yeah, he mentally had a breakdown. And I'm afraid, looking at Paul George, knowing how he is and how big this game was, and the way he approached to shoot it, I knew he was going to miss it. Because it took him too long to shoot it. He never takes that long to shoot. He was trying to play hard.
See,
and when people stepping hard, I'm like, oh, he's thinking too much. He's finna miss. Just go through the progressions, dog.
Bro,
that's
the man is so talented, man.
See, what you gotta say about Luke? But how they let him get that law though?
Hold on, Mac. Xavier talking. Go ahead. What you saying?
All Paul George has to do is come off those screens. He got a sweet mid-range shot or drive to the rim, man. That's all he got to do. He's making it too complicated.
Hey, man, he's just mentally weak. That's all it is to it.
Yeah, he's making it too complicated, bro.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, dude, go to the line, take your breaths, get yourself together, and just go through your progression. This is what leads me to believe people don't really work on their game the way they should work on their game. And I'm starting to see that a lot now with a lot of modern day players. And the reason why there are so many injuries in the NBA, people were saying that, why is there so many? LeBron said, because once LeBron said, then everybody act like it just existed. And we've been talking about the short turnaround from the beginning. But the reason why is because everybody's playing guard. Everybody's acting like guards. Forward acting like a guard. Everybody's using vertical side to side, cross it over moves. And when you're doing these type of things, you're putting pressure on your knees, your legs, the whole nine.
And then
they don't have any footwork. They don't possess any footwork in the paint.
Yep. And then
they don't possess any skill set to play off of the ball to take that type of pressures off of you. Yep. Everybody's got to cross somebody or do an and one move to try to even in the big men. They try to cross somebody. They facing up, trying to go side to side. When you keep doing all that stuff on your MCL, ACL, you're putting more strain on your knees than need to. Back in the days, that's why it wasn't these type of injuries back in the 80s and 70s. Everybody played their position. Big man, they stay in the post, they back, resting on the other guy, they take a couple dribbles, they go up, they do hook shots, they run around the paint, They not trying to cross somebody over. They using technique and skill to get open.
Yeah, and then also a lot of these injuries too is because these cheaply made shoes now.
Well, the shoes too. It's not just the shoes. It's more the stop and cuts.
There's no ankle support.
Cutting that is tearing your knees apart. When you do all that stop cut. That's why there's been so many knee surgeries, even micro knee surgeries. There's been more knee surgeries in the past 5 years in the NBA than there's ever been, almost in the entire 1990s, in a decade.
Because there's no ankle support on them shoes, man. On your shoes now.
Not just ankles. Dog, they tear.
Too many people wearing low tops.
When they stop and cut and doing all this, it's a lot of non-contact injuries. Like you just
yeah, bro. I'm gonna shoot both y'all some bail because the shoes they do make now are, you know what I'm saying, low cut. There's not enough ankle support. But then I gotta agree with Cino at the same time. It's too much player usage because everybody, you know what I'm saying, the game is different. You spread out around the key, so it's one-on-one drive and kick. So your your usage, you know what I'm saying, you're using your body more. You're not coming off screens like Cino said back in the day. You're not playing off the ball. Your usage is too much. Your lateral movement is too much. And these kids are coming in playing too many goddamn AAU games. They're playing 5-6 games a week since they're in the 3rd grade. They you know what I'm saying, there's too much mileage on the body.
Hey, to Cino's point, man. I mean, look at Joel Embiid with his weight and the way how he's playing. That's why he got all them injuries, man.
Yeah,
he's playing like he's a guard.
Yeah,
I know.
It ain't just him.
All of these guys who are too big to be out there trying to do those moves, and they're going to tear their knees apart. See, people like Kevin Durant, the reason why Kevin Durant played like that is only when he keeps pushing himself do he get injured. Like when he's playing those heavy minutes, that's when I was worried, and I couldn't believe that they were playing him 48 minutes, 53 minutes, like playing every minute of the game. That's like unnecessary in today's game. Dog, you can't find him 1 minute, 2 minutes of rest. That's
any
crazy.
game.
Hey, but he's a legendary player. He's a legendary
Casino.
He would be legendary if he played 20 minutes.
Casino, but look, every day on TV. But every day on TV, they say they better than the other era. So look, why are they getting hurt so much and the other era wasn't getting hurt?
We just explained it. That's why they played. Everybody played organized basketball. That's why it's not these injuries back in those days.
You would think you would get hurt back in the other era because it was more physical and dominant. You know what I'm saying?
Bro,
right.
Them guys are built for tough, son.
You got small forwards trying to break ankles and cross people over. Everybody playing like they granny.
Remember that.
You got centers with no hook shot, no post game, no bank shot, but they trying to cross people over. Some of these cats are, you know what I'm saying, 6'10", 260, 70 pounds trying to do this.
Right.
Yep.
Then they shoot too many threes, though.
Like Kyrie Irving said, $1 million move, $1 million crossover with a $5 finish is nothing. And he's right. Everybody got a main crossover, and I used to call them and one dudes. And I was like, dude, I ain't finna lose no and one guy because I already know they just want to cross somebody and break some ankles and get you to lean. I'm like, I ain't leaning because you can't shoot. So I'm just gonna let you do all that, burn yourself out.
All these big men need to study Tim Duncan, man, Mr. Fundamentals.
Well, yeah, because he came from the Virgin Islands, and where he was at, that was the only way they played. Like when he came to the States, like he was playing volleyball. That was it. You know, he thought he was gonna be a volleyball player, and
he wanted to be a swimmer.
Yeah, and he was gonna be a swimmer like his sister and them, and he was playing volleyball. Then his mom had passed away, and he just ended up taking up basketball. He lost his mom early in his life. And so that was his outlet. He just started playing basketball. He liked it, but he was learning the fundamentals, you know, because that was the first thing he learned, you know, like, hey, the backboard is your friend, man, you know. He's like, that was the first lesson they taught us. Backboard is your friend. I'm like, okay, yeah, it helped the shot go in, you know. So I'm gonna definitely use that. So he practiced all the time, backboard, technique, all of it. And he never got it.
Drinking alcohol before the game.
Yeah, I remember when Marcus Camby was player of the nation for UMass, and they played Wake Forest, and UMass ended up winning the game, but Tim Duncan was the man. And that game, the whole NBA was put on notice and said, "Whoa." Everybody in the world was, because they was like, yeah, Tim Duncan, we've been hearing a lot about him. He's been having some big games, but now he's going against Marcus Camby, the best player in the nation. And I'm like, man, I've seen Camby play. He's a good player, but this dude here is something else. Man, Tim Duncan gave him the business. That game was so packed. They had ESPN. You couldn't even get a ticket there. They had to wait to see that UMass game. Man, Tim Duncan gave him the business all night. I said, oh, he for real. I said, no, that Tim Duncan got for real. They came there looking to see Marcus Camby, what he was going to do to Tim Duncan, and exposed him. And they realized, wait a minute, we might have to rethink this Marcus Camby. He might not be the guy we thought he was. Because, my goodness, he had no defense for Tim Duncan at all. Tim had that turning in every direction. He couldn't do nothing out there.
So, what you think about what Magic said? Magic said Durant still got a little bit more to go to pass LeBron.
Magic talks because he's a Lakers. Magic, everything he talks about Magic, when he was talking about his top 5 point guards, we talked about it on the Patreon. But we're gonna talk about it now because we're here.
Hey, no.
Yeah.
Hey, how you feel about the Pistons getting that #1 draft pick?
That was the best thing of the night. That was the only thing I had to go with.
Man. That Cade Cunningham.
Yeah. So now he's gonna be a Pistons gonna be rolling, baby. We're gonna hit the playoff. Yeah, that's why I put in the Patreon. Magic Johnson then lost his mind.
Detroit,
we also got LeBron mama, she had to cheat to get him past the 4th grade. He's gonna fail the 4th grade. His mama had to pull some strings.
Hey, good night, man. Thanks for having me on.
Hey, no problem. Now, here it is. This Magic Johnson's top 5 players who could play back with Michael Jordan. He said LeBron was number 1. Kevin Durant was number 2. Steph Curry was number 3. Anthony Davis number 4. Giannis number 5. You believe that? Right, exactly. You know how ridiculous this list sounds? Anthony Davis. He can't play in today's damn league.
that motherfucker, that dude's so soft.
Right. Dude, I'm telling you right now, Antoine Carr hit him with a forearm boost one time and he's done. And I'm saying Antoine Carr. It was many Antoine Carrs in the league back then. Them big power forwards.
Don't let hope get heard of him.
Wayman Tisdale would have came down there and hit him with a move. Boom. It's like, yeah, they had big moves. All them dudes, man, they would have took that boy to school. Them were real forwards. They would have done
them Davis brothers, them Davis boys.
Right, the Davis boys. I'm like, man, Dale Davis, the power forwards, Mason and Oakley. They ain't ready for that.
What's his name? Bo Outlaw, McDaniels. What's that? McDaniels.
Bro, he gave him trouble.
I mean, dog, them steak and potatoes guys, y'all McDonald's and them Wendy's guys.
Bro, look at the 2000s. KG, Duncan, Rasheed.
Right, I'm like, they wouldn't have survived.
Theo Ratliff.
Right, exactly.
And Walker would have got a nigga here.
Right, Antonio McDyess, his Denver days, You would have had to deal with guys like that who were big and could actually get up. You know what I'm saying? These dudes could jump. And they had guys who could reach that didn't even really have them type of body. You'd be like, man, dude, he can get up. So, man, I mean, it was like Olin Polynese. Yeah, I mean, dude, they had big dudes who didn't score that much, but they played the game. They knew the game. They knew screens. They knew sets. They knew how to set up shots, set up big men. They knew how to defend, knew their feet. They all had technique because you had to learn that to get into the league. Now they got all this developmental league. We're going to send you down. I mean, I've never seen so much poor footwork in my life until this season. Looking at all these guys that don't even know how, they don't know the basics of basketball. And they going into the NBA. And they were showing how many people that get drafted don't even get a chance to even play. They play a little bit. They gotta go. You said what?
They can't talk about Kwame no more.
No, Kwame, you know what thing?
Yeah,
Kwame changed the whole game. And I'm gonna tell you what, they scared to say the word bust now. Ben Simmons, they were trying to find the nicest things to say about him without calling him a bust and going too far. But everybody was like, well, he's got to go. And they were trying to keep it all basketball. Even, what's his name? Captain Jack and them show. They are real cautious now. Everybody being real cautious with how they talk to people. Now, they being like, they don't want no thing. Even on the Breakfast Club now, they giving out roses to people. We gonna give people their roses today. I'm like, where did this come from?
Where did Bookie go?
Yeah, where'd it go? I mean, dog, he got them shook. I mean, he got them so shook, they scared it because they don't want him to mention it. They were like, man, I'm scared to say something because I don't want this dude to mention me in a video.
Hey, what's wrong with Kawhi Leonard? Why they won't put the report? What's wrong with him, man?
Man, because they don't want people to be like, oh, Kawhi ain't coming back. Ain't no need of watching this series. It's over. That's how the casuals think. The casual be like, man, Kawhi, is he back yet? Is he coming back? Man, he might be back to my next game. I want to keep, they want to keep you in suspense. Like, he might be back.
Don't worry about it. Anybody but LeBron.
That's right. Anybody but him. I'll already celebrate it. I'm going to be popping champagne no matter who wins. I'm going to be up in there.
I think it's gonna be the Phoenix Suns and Atlanta Hawks I
have on a Devin Booker shirt, and I already got a Solomon Hill in there.
You say Solomon Hill, the MVP, huh?
MVP,
he the MVP.
He saved the season.
Hey, he the MVP, Solomon Hill.
Kawhi Leonard going to Phoenix. Yeah, right. Why would he ever consider doing that?
He's not leaving LA.
What did he say? What did he say? Cunningham.
After all Kawhi did to get to LA, he's not leaving LA. He at home.
Their games are similar if you talking about here they go. Here they go with that nonsense. Their games are similar if you talking about
where everybody go.
If you're talking about everybody got knocked off for a minute, they were doing some stuff over there playing games, the YouTube people. But the game was going like this. He said Scottie Pippen and him are similar. And when Scottie was coming into his own, I was saying about 91, 90. I said he's about like 1990, 91 Scottie right now. That's what Cade Cunningham is. I mean, and to me, he's more confident than Scottie ever was as a player. And that's what you're going to need to play in Detroit?
Oh, Detroit got the first pick.
Yeah.
Why they got Ben? What is Ben Wallace? Why they got Ben Wallace representing the first pick? What he got to do with Detroit?
What you
talking about? Ben Wallace is a man, son.
Ben Wallace got a chip.
Nah, I know that. I'm saying what do we got some? Do he work for Detroit? Like he was just there or something?
Bro, he a staple for Detroit, son.
For real.
Yeah, man.
Defensive player of
Oh,
the year.
Detroit was bad for a lot of years after the bad boy Pistons left. It was done, and then we got built back up thanks to Jordan. Jordan gave us rip, and that's all we needed.
Shit, he part of the new bad boy Pistons. Ben Wallace.
Yep. Ben Wallace was undrafted, the first undrafted player to really lead a team to an NBA championship.
Yeah.
Undrafted.
Yeah, get that damn statue.
Man, you better put some spec on Ben Wallace's name.
For sure. Ben Wallace represents strength.
And the Pistons were smart enough not to pay him. And I was, thank you, Pistons. We can't pay him. You're a great defender, but we cannot pay you no $80 million and you scoring 2 points a game. We sorry. The Chicago Bulls said, we'll do it. And we beat them in the playoffs because they ain't had nothing else to go with them. They kept trying to hope Kurt Heinrich was going to be better than Chauncey Billups and Rip Hamilton. I was like, y'all got all these people that's like these just scrap parts. No, this is a championship team here. And the whole thing, like we was talking about the other day, and I was going to put it on the Patreon, but I'll tell y'all here. Chauncey Billups. Oh, no, man. It was like, dude, we fell asleep in that series. And he's like, I feel like I lost it. He felt like he lost that championship to the Spurs. He's like, man, I missed a shot or some free throws. He's like, I still think about that more than I think about winning the championship. But he was like, against LeBron, man, he's like, I can't believe they always bring that game up. He was like, they always bring that up. But one thing that sticks out is that we just thought we was going to sweep them. He's like, we just thought, like, man, this is too easy. We're going to sweep this team. And he's like, we just fell asleep. And he's like, and next thing you know, we just like losing. And it's like, wait a minute. He's like, we really lost the game we had under control like twice in that series. He's like, that's why in the playoffs, you just got to close the door. He's like, our focus was not there. And he was like, we needed Ben. He's like, if we'd had Ben, we would definitely close that out. But still, he's like, he felt bad because they wanted to give Chris Webber a proper, he was at that time when Webber was in a reserve role. And they wanted to give Webber, at least a chip, a chance to be in the NBA Finals, man. That was like his best shot.
Yeah.
So,
you're right, Val Outlaw. You're right. Solomon Hill is the MVP.
So when that happened, they felt bad. And that's what Chauncey said, man, after they lost to Cleveland, man, he just saw how Webb took it. Like, it was like really hitting him hard because this might be his last shot, and to ever get back to the NBA Finals, or to get a chance to go to the NBA Finals. And then he's like, man, that's when it dawned on you how important this is. And I was like, yeah, that's a damn good point. It really dawned on you how important this is. It's not just about you and you feeling bad. You feel like you didn't let that man down. This might be this man's last. You know what I'm saying? And, like Charles Barkley felt like that with Doc. Like, man, Doc had just won a chip though, so he felt like the burden was off his back. Right before he got there, they had won the chip. So the Sixers was the champions when they got Barkley over there and everything. And he did not want to go to Philly. He tried to eat his way out. And he was like 50 pounds overweight. Dang. He didn't want to go to Philadelphia. He was trying to eat his way out, and hopefully they cut him, and so he can go to another team. And then they say, dude, they gonna keep you. And he's like, but you're gonna end up being out the NBA. And Moses Malone got him in shape. He's like, you know what? Let me see you get down on the 260 and 270 and see how you play. Then he was like, man, let me see if you get to 260. And give me 260. And he got to 260. He's like, all right, let me see if you get to 250. He went all the way down to like 230, and he wasn't feeling. He was feeling weak. He's like, all right, yeah, I see. Go back up to 240. He's like, okay, that's gonna be your playing weight. He's like, Charles stayed at that weight his entire playing career. He's like, man, he got me. He's like, he motivated me. Just like lose 10. Just focus on 10. Don't try to lose 30. Lose 10. Give me 10 and keep playing. Give me 10. And, he was working with Charles Barkley, and that's what got Barkley's skills. Like, Barkley already had skill. Like, to be that fast as a big man, like, he was about a 300-pounder who could fly. And I was like, man, he was a small
Right,
guy.
and to only be 6'5" in the rebound and run the floor like he did and the jump like he did, that shit was phenomenal.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he was like at 250.
And he was very
He was
skilled, backing you down. You know
he
what I'm saying?
was.
Turning around, hit the jumper off the glass. He was very skilled in the post, and to only be
absolutely
6'5" to
turn around,
do that,
fadeaway
you know what I'm
shots. He
saying?
had jump hooks at 6'5", a jump hook at 6'5".
Derek Coleman was a big guy too that could move.
Oh yeah, DC was something else. He just didn't have a work ethic.
Yeah,
you know, taking care of himself. You know, and you know when you start getting those injuries, you know they pile up on you, and it slowed his game down tremendously. And he just became a guy who could just hit a step shot. You know, he was no longer getting the rebounds or battling like he used to. Like KG.
Hey, I wanted to ask y'all, since we had brought up the Detroit Pistons with the #1 pick, who you think the Rockets gonna get at #2? Evan Mobley or Jalen Suggs?
Suggs.
I want to say Suggs, but I think they're going with Mobley. They might take Mobley. Mobley's a better pick for him, but I think Mobley's a better pick. But
You don't think Suggs offers a little bit of what they lost with James Harden as far as distribution? You know what I'm saying, offensively, and as far as spreading offense.
I mean, it might be, but I would. If I'm them, I'm taking Suggs because they might want a veteran at that position, or they might go get somebody else. Like they might have Ben Simmons come.
Man, who's worse, y'all?
Man, Ben Simmons untradeable. Don't nobody want to touch him because he garbage and he got that high ass contract.
Man, you should have taken that nigga, man.
Man, who's worse, Lonzo Ball or Ben Simmons? Who's
At
worse?
least Lonzo Ball's out there trying to improve his
Lonzo
game.
Ball light years better than Ben Simmons. Ben Simmons don't even attempt, dog.
You know what I'm saying?
It's an easy thing. When you don't even attempt, that's the problem, dog. They were showing them field goals. I said, I cannot believe it. They showed them
He
field
took
goals.
a total of 3 shots in the fourth quarter over the series. A total of 3 shots.
3 attempts in the fourth quarter. That's winning time. I'm like, wait a minute.
Man, that man mentally gave up.
He need to take his ass back to Australia, man.
Oh, God, chill.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For real.
For real. You need to go eat some kangaroo meat or something.
Don't listen. Okay, now they can put that report out about him and say he lazy and don't listen. Why come it took now for that report to come out?
Exactly.
Because he always been that. He's been doing the same thing. When I was rooting for him, I'm like, man, I'm gonna root for you, man. You know, hopefully you can go ahead and get it together. I was giving him a chance. I'm like, come on, no, he already young. He just got to work on that jump shot. If he get that going, get some moves in the summer. And he was working on it. They showing the video. He just practicing. He's shooting. I'm like, all right, he getting the shot going. I'm thinking, okay, Ben finna show us something. He get in the game and won't even attempt.
No,
unless it's a transition layup or a dunk. And I'm like,
he did this when he was at LSU. He did this. Like, he always been like this.
That's why Shaq can't stand him. And I was like, people don't realize Shaq really don't like him because he played at LSU.
Hey, I said this on HD channel the other day. I said when he was at LSU, he had a squad. He had like 2 or 3 other cats on that team that made the NBA, and they didn't even make the tournament. He showed you who he was back then. He didn't want to win. It was all about him.
He didn't really care.
Yeah.
It's like he played like he didn't care.
Suggs and Mitchell are bust. They ain't even played yet. What is you talking about?
Oh God, that guy don't know.
They ain't even drafted yet. He already saying they're bust.
Get the heck out of here, man. Get the heck out of here. Anywho.
But as far as this game goes, man, this Phoenix Suns and LA Clippers game was terribly officiated. Paul George showed once again that he has no plan. It's like my brother AB says, terrible.
Hey, bro, so who won the game? I missed it. I couldn't watch it on Hulu.
The Phoenix Suns won off of
the
that
Suns
loss.
won.
Off of
they overcame.
Oh, but inbound lob on
corruption.
to DeAndre.
Yeah, they won on the
the
old school
corruption.
Will Chamberlain slam dunk over the backboard type thing.
Yeah,
Oh, dang.
they overcame the corruption tonight, and I loved every minute of it.
That was an
Bro,
offensive foul, by the way. It was an offensive foul.
It was, but I knew they weren't. I'm pretty sure Monty Williams knew they weren't going to call that shit. So I'm pretty sure he probably told him to do that.
Well, yeah, that's what he told him to do it. He did. He said it right in the press conference. What's his name?
Yeah.
The point guard? He said it right in there. He said, "Coach said the referees they not paying attention, so you can get away with it." And definitely how they not pay attention. He pulled his whole jersey and led him to book like, "You ready, bro?"
I heard you say it, dog, and I fully agree, bro. I was saying the same thing, Zubac. Man, body slam him or something, or at least slap his doggone hand off or something, dog. You gotta fight to get win.
Yeah.
You almost got Devin Booker.
Shoebox did a great job of recovering.
He did.
Because I'm like, yo, he got hit. He got led into the pit. Like, I'm like, then he went up. I'm like, man.
The Suns was overdue for one, man. It was overdue.
Overdue? They won 9 in a row.
No, I'm talking about with the calls, man. They was overdue for
with the calls? Well, yeah, okay, they could get a couple calls, but to me, it was Pat Bev, man. Pat Bev was great tonight. His defense was incredible. He changed that game, and Booker started it out turning over the ball. He was terrible early. He couldn't get his shot going because they was not letting Booker get into his zone and get comfortable dribbling into shots. I'm like, you gotta get up on him.
That's what I was saying for the entire game. I'm like, dude, do not let Devin Booker create. You have to get up in his grill, dog. It's not about pushing him to a certain direction. You got to get up in his grill, man. Make him, you know what I'm saying? Once he gets to half court, make him get the ball out of his hands. You know what I'm saying? Force the ball out of his hands. Force him to pass it to somebody else and have them create. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and Pat Bev was hitting shots, big shots tonight. Yeah, he's coming up big. I was like, and he bled for the team. My man, you don't see too many headbutts no more like that. That's old school basketball.
Oh, yeah.
You in the zone. You right there up on the guy, not letting him get any comfort. So when you try to cross, y'all heads normally collide. That's why Isaiah was saying he got so many cuts over there because he used to always get his head.
Exactly, because Isaiah come from that old school of dribbling inside the box. So, you got players that would try to get in there, you know what I'm saying, to, take the ball out of his hands and they would end up colliding. So, yeah, like that.
I thought it was funny how some of the fans had the T-shirt where Steve Nash busted up his nose. I was like,
yeah, they had that in there. Then he come with his nose busted. They like, yeah, this is like when Nash got his nose busted. I'm like, yep.
Man, who thought of that, John? Like, did they pull that shirt out when the play happened? They had that shirt on the beginning. I'm like, what the heck?
It's Phoenix, man. That's all they got. That's all they got to hold on to.
Yeah, but how do you think Game 3 is going to end up going, man? Because I just feel like I feel like this is not a good spot for the Clippers to be in, and down 3-2 against Phoenix, dog. I don't feel like that's not a good spot for them. How you think it's going to go,
man?
I think it's going to be 2-2 again, and then here we go back to Game 5. Clippers going to have to pull off another one. I'm finna bet real heavy on Game 5. On Game 3. Clippers winning that.
Man, you putting your trust in Tyrone? No clue.
I'm not even worried about that. I was talking about the team in general, but I'm nervous about Paul George now because we can have a Nick Anderson.
I keep trying to tell you about PPP.
We can end up with a Nick Anderson situation.
That's PPP
to me, that's more scarier than anything in the world.
I'll tell you, and I just felt in my heart. I mean, when he stepped foot on that free throw line, I'm like, he's gonna end up missing one of these free throws.
I knew it.
I knew it when he took all that. I'm like, why is he not shooting? Why is he taking all this?
When he missed the first free throw, I'm like, okay, man, just
PP on, baby.
Yeah, because the first free throw was on, it just like rattled in, came out. I'm like, okay. Then I said, he's gonna miss the first. He's gonna miss the second.
Yeah.
Because I saw him, he had that stoic look on his face, like he was trying to psych himself up, like I'm blocking everything out, using the calm out. LeBron probably download my calm out. It'll help you on the free throw. It'll get you up there, when you just block everything out, just like it said on the app.
See, now I hope you ain't lose a lot of money tonight.
I mean, I lost, but it wasn't a lot of money, but because it's only one game. I lost on baseball. Baseball killing me, man. Gosh. I'll be losing by one game all the time. So this is only one game. So I gotta wait till the NFL season get here before I start going back heavy. But I'm going heavy on game 3. It was winning that one big.
Man, you better start getting in the pool with start betting on some college football.
You said what?
Get in the pool, start betting on some college football when it comes.
Oh yeah, those college football pools. I used to like those football pools that we had at the job, them office pools, man. Those would be crazy. I used to be winning them every week. They had a confidence pool. You put your 10 or your 13 on the game, you think who's gonna win the most, man. I was crushing them. I'm picking
every quarter.
I'm picking Tom Brady every week.
Be on every quarter.
Yeah. Speaking of this game, man, who do you have in that Milwaukee and Atlanta series? You got that coming out.
I got Milwaukee in 5.
5, really? Oh, wow.
5. I got Atlanta winning one game on their floor.
I got Atlanta winning at least 2 because Milwaukee, they are a stupid team. They'll give one away.
Of course they will. The dumbest team in America, almost.
They're the dumbest team in America, man. That's why I still think they shouldn't have won that doggone series against Brooklyn, but hey, it is what it is. Kevin Durant told them. Yeah, they survived it. Yeah, look at the doggone.
Survived it off the grin of their teeth.
Right. I keep telling people, everybody in ESPN, they trying to act like everybody was on the court and they lost. Like James Harden, Kyrie, and all them. They ain't even mentioning Kyrie was out.
Exactly.
Y'all big 3, y'all lost. I'm like, dog, they lost because of injury.
Exactly, bro. If it wasn't for injuries, they would have blew Milwaukee out the doggone gym, man.
They damn near probably would have swept them.
Yeah, they would have won, man. Yeah.
Man, Kyrie would have served Drew Holiday.
For real.
Exactly.
He was already serving him.
Sorry.
When they went up to Drew Holiday showed me he cannot mess with Kyrie at all. He was terrible in them first games. He was terrible all series, really.
Yeah, and
that last game he was terrible all game to the fourth quarter. He came up and hit.
Yep, and this is why I was gonna get Paul a break. I'm like, Paul, you've been terrible. You can get away with this game. Come on, you can just hit a couple shots. He was hitting a couple. And mental block in his head. It don't work.
He didn't even really.
Man, shout out to Luke Kennard though, holding that fourth quarter down. He kind of held the glue. He had about 10 points, 2 assists.
It wouldn't have came to that. They wouldn't have had a chance if Luke came in the fourth quarter and started shooting. And I'm like, why didn't they run these plays for Luke in the first half? They really don't have an idea until they just play the game and they just try to figure it out as they go. Man, they let Boogie play, which is good. I like it, but the rest for some reason are into it with Boogie.
Why Tyronn Lue didn't even play Terrence Mann like that tonight, man?
Terrence Mann got hit with a lot of fouls. It was like some BS fouls, but I would have liked to see more Terrence Mann.
Like he been hot lately. I know he got hit with some fouls, but still.
Yeah, I mean, Luke Kennard had it rolling. That's why they didn't take what's his name out. Pat Bev had it going, so they was like, Pat Bev's doing a good job.
They should have played Boogie more too.
Boogie played enough. You know, they tried to get him in on that because he had to be out there because he was there for the alley-oop.
Yeah,
because he was just guarding the inbound pass. But he played early.
On that. Yeah, tried to put. Yeah, the
he
people that were in on that one play should have stayed. You know. officers
feel like
standing on the
don't you feel
court.
like Boogie would have been able to box out Aiden a little bit better than what Zubac did? I know Zubac, he tried to, he did his best.
No. You gotta keep him. You had to put Zubox on. That was the right one because that's the only big man you got that can jump. Boogie can't jump.
This is true. Yeah.
Boogie kind of not get hurt. He's out there playing, and Batum's not gonna jump up there either.
No.
So that whole play, when they ran that flare screen to try to draw Zubox up to the top of the key, which was like, look, let whoever number 23 is, Paul George, got to just cover him. It's 0.8 of a second. People got to keep that in mind. I mean, sometimes players forget because they get caught in the motion. It's 0.8 of a second. They don't have time to throw a pump fake. They got to catch and go. So jump and move. Don't jump in forward.
Yeah.
I would jump out and make them hold the ball as much as possible. Now, if they try to jump into me, that's just too bad. But I'm not jumping in. I'm jumping out.
Right.
So that they won't. Right. You got to jump out. But you just trying to make them pump fake to hold the ball longer because they only got 0.8 of a second. So they got to catch and shoot. So the only play they were going to make was going to be at the basket.
And it was that long.
So that's the play.
They should have known that by they should have known
that's
that.
The only play they could really make is that play.
Yeah.
I would have baited them to throw it. Like a cornerback leaving a guy open, like I'm baiting them to throw the ball for him. I would have baited them to throw that ball to the top of the key for a 3. Mm-hmm. There was nothing in the eyes of Jay Crowder that said they wasn't finna throw the alley-oop. He telegraphed that pass the entire time.
Perfect.
He looked like, okay, let me line up right here. So as soon as he got the ball, he was looking right at the rim. I'm like, dude, he's looking to throw the alley-oop. I as a player, I would know that immediately.
Absolutely.
And I would tell them, Boogie, watch the alley-oop. It's the alley-oop. I've been calling it. I've been calling it out.
Right. Like I knew immediately after they came out for that timeout, I'm like, they're gonna throw it to Aiden. Y'all gotta watch.
I knew that they were gonna lose the game once Paul George missed the free throw. I knew the game was over.
Yeah.
I said, man, I thought they were gonna get away when he shot the 3 and missed. I was like, oh, he missed. Because I'm like, why would they go for a 3? I was like, I was done. But I was like, man, that's because he's young and the wrong people were shooting the ball. And that's what you want if you're the Clippers. Get the ball. Anybody but Devin Booker. Get it out of his hands. Cameron Payne ain't finna win you the game. When he took out,
Bridges ain't finna win you the game either.
Right. That's what happened when you get the ancillary players, basically, are going in there. And they tried to make a play happen because Payne had it going. He was like, well, I could drive to the basket when the game on the line. I wanted him to feel that confident. And you keeping that ball away from Booker, he want to be the closer. And he got the ball blocked, and they got the ball back and went down there and scored. I said, yep, there we go. 2 people shot the game-winning shots. Devin Booker did not. Oh, they talking to Reggie. He disappointed. These are 2 games the Clippers should both have won.
Absolutely, bro.
These 2 games, they should be up 2-0 right now.
It goes to that old saying that you live and die by the 3-point shot. They kept chucking up unnecessary threes. Paul George once again played like dog crap, flailing his arms around, looking for fouls the entire game.
That's the series started.
Yeah, that fourth quarter, it was like 93-90, and they came down. They had 3 attempts. They played good D. They made Phoenix take tough shots. They had 3 attempts to try to get a shot, and they jacked up threes. Phoenix came down and pushed it to like 96, and then they came back down. Paul George answered a 3. But you know what I'm saying? 4 minutes left. You got 3 attempts to get a basket. You know what I'm saying? You don't need a 3 necessarily at that point. You need a basket. You can come back down, get a hustle play on defense, and come back down, get another good shot, and then get the lead.
Yeah. I agree.
Terrible situation of basketball on the Clippers' end. 2 games in a row. I hope they pick this up.
And this is where
and then that other little costly turnover when Reggie Jackson threw that little underhand scoop pass and Luke Kennard just let it go by.
That pissed me off.
Yeah. But a lot of that's gonna happen. Sometimes you just try to keep it to a minimum. I mean, Reggie was doing a good job
when the game was starting to get out of control and keeping the game where it needed to be. Like he was taking the mid-range jump shots, and I was like, that's what you need. Hit some of those, put some points on the board. See, the Clippers will start firing up these threes, and then they'll start missing. And then here come Phoenix, go down, they get a three or they get a basket. You miss another three, they come down and get a 2-point shot, and you go down, miss another three. I was like, Jackson went down there and made sure, look, we got to stop this lead. So he came down and hit a couple of jumpers, mid-range jumpers. I'm like, good, take what's there. I hate that when they be right at the rim, got a layup, throw the ball all the way back out to the three. It pisses me off. Every time I see that play, I get sick to my stomach. I'm like, you don't need a three. All they got to do is guard the guy you trying to throw the ball to. That's how they used to beat all these three-point shooting teams. That's why I'm like, in today's modern game, this would be easy to defend. I would let that guy go for the two, and if he want to take it, take it. He'll be looking to throw the ball back. Most of these guys are not looking to score when they drive the lane. Most of them don't know how to score off the glass. They have no touch whatsoever. It's only about two players in the league that have touch.
Kyrie Irving, maybe.
Kyrie Irving and let me see. Chris Paul got touch off the glass. Steph got some touch. But Kyrie definitely have touch, and Dame Lillard. Dame Lillard off the glass is
What about
amazing.
James Harden, son?
James don't have it like that. James is good with the left off the glass. I mean, his left off
KD
the
lightweight, KD here and there.
Yeah, but like these guys got to penetrate from the guard perspective. Kyrie definitely is number one. Dame is number two off the glass. And using the touch off the glass, they got it. Both of them got it.
Yeah.
Without a doubt.
Yeah, it's a shame. It's like every team.
And that's from working on your game. Oh, they interviewing Paul George. Thank God. They got Paul George in the seat. I've been waiting. I've been sitting here waiting for you to show up.
Yeah,
Here you go.
First, let's hear from Paul George on the loss in Phoenix.
Come on.
I mean, that was it. Just trying to get in position to make, shots for my team. Get aggressive.
I couldn't be media. That was a softball question.
Myself in a position to win a game for us.
As you too.
There's been moments all season where teams try to get picked up. You picked up Reggie Jackson, early in the season when there were late game moments where you need to support each other. Like, how did the team support you in this case, both ball games going on and after?
In what ways?
Just in terms of, you need to be picked up. In your case, missing up for this tonight. Just keeping your head up and everything. So, you got more work to do going forward.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to put too much on that. Obviously, it was opportunity that was missed. Pat made it unbelievable, but it put me in position to extend the lead. I'm always confident at the free throw line. I'm always been very successful in clutch moments at the free throw line.
And you missed 5 free throws today.
That was just unsuccessful. Extending the lead. So I'm not going to put too much on that. Fact of the matter is, we still were in position to win the ball game late in the game.
Bro, push that.
Since I got hurt, minutes of that.
Like a little kid getting interrogated by his mom. I didn't.
Big P makes his return again.
That's funny.
What's up, Ballo?
It's whatever it takes.
If I have to do more, I'll do it. Man,
Damn, man.
Dude, Kawhi Leonard he's out, bro. He's been out, bro. He's supposed to step up.
His mom need to smack him in the mouth.
He's out for the series?
Like
I don't know.
I was predicting that he was going to come back the third game.
I know. They haven't said anything. We haven't gotten any update on Kawhi Leonard. I hope he comes back.
Why not coming?
Because I don't know if this.
Yeah, because I was predicting that he was going to come back the third game.
Man, Kawhi
should have had this
whole
game.
year with
I can't even lie.
Bro, Kawhi set out a whole year with a rheumatism. He come back with a knee sprain.
It ain't no damn knee strain. They know that.
We got to do our game plan. We'll game plan.
It's something
I'm
worse than
saying
that.
he definitely not coming back.
He got him.
I'm not going to say he's as good.
He don't be sure. It's this season goodbye. It's Pandemic P. It's gonna be Pandemic P. Chucking the threes and missing free throws and smiling in the free throws. I knew he was gonna miss because he was sitting there smirking. I was like, yeah, he about to miss this. He's about to mess this whole thing up.
Yep. He think he can get away with that in LA when he come back? Yo, he gonna have to roll of his brains tomorrow. He don't have a choice. I swear.
So Kawhi's out.
So Kawhi's out. I don't know.
What's going on, fellas?
I don't think he's playing that when they come to Clippers. What's good?
What up, everybody?
What up? What up?
I just dropped in. I'm still on the time clock. I just dropped in. Say what up to everybody.
What up?
Can you believe that?
C-No.
Live stream yard in the world, son.
Yo, C-No.
I had to check in.
Hey, I want to give y'all, man, a congratulations on getting that #1 pick, baby. I know y'all gonna do something with it.
K.
Yeah. Hey, y'all got a young bull coming, baby. Y'all got a young bull coming. Yeah, man.
Now,
hey, that was. I like that.
The #1 pick served in Montgomery from Czechoslovakia. I mean, what the hell? This is all over again. We have very little
#1 pick, the Detroit Pistons select Philippe Petrozov.
They gonna pull a Dr. Millicek.
Just thought about that. Yeah, man.
They gonna get Dr.
Hey, yeah, but check out the Warriors, though. Check out the Warriors. Got the 7th pick and the 14th pick. We're going to get that boy Davion Mitchell, and then we're going to get Isaiah Jackson from Kentucky.
Oh, did the Warriors get the second pick and the 14th?
I think the Warriors going to trade their pick.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they finna try to get a better player. I don't think they finna keep the 7th pick.
Yeah,
Either the
they're
14th
gonna
or the 7th. I think they're gonna trade it.
It's smart.
They got the 14th and the 7th.
If we traded probably the 14th pick, if we could get
what happened to the book? What happened to the whole
fit in.
competitive? You got to be competitive and stuff like that, and then you'll get the first pick.
Well, they
like,
trying
I
to. The
understand
thing
that.
is, they're trying to
Like,
get
like
their
top five.
nucleus together. Cause Clay coming back, like I'm coming back from my spot. Like Clay is Clay is like, no, they
coming
think
back
like,
for the #1
back.
spot.
Like I'm done. Clay want his spot back. Take
I'm
2.
coming back for the #1 spot.
Yep. So he was like,
Oh
look,
no,
y'all
Clay is not
y'all
playing.
go down, but I'm coming back. So Kelly Oubre, you gonna have to come off the bench or move or something. But the Warriors gonna be making some moves this year. They definitely gonna make some moves to try to make one more run. Because they know it's
Hey, I keep hearing this Ben Simmons going to Golden State, man. How true is that?
I don't know where the hell you heard that.
If they get Ben
I'm
Simmons,
hoping.
About as real as a $3 bill. That shit fake.
I know that's right, I know that's right,
what the hell would they want with Ben
No, I
Simmons?
hate to bring this up. I hate to bring
Ben
this up.
Simmons
but I
come to
don't
the
know if
bay,
y'all
I'm
seen
finna
what
whoop
this
his ass.
One.
Okay, what? You said you hate to bring it up. What?
I hate to bring this up, but did you see what LeBron said today?
I know
What
he
he say
said
this time?
something about they out to get me or something. I thought he was talking about me. I'm like, damn, was he talking
Nah,
I mean-
LeBron James said he believes that the NBA higher ups are conspiring against him.
Right.
He
Yeah,
said
I
what?
know that. But I'm like, you gotta be specific. What does he mean?
Yeah, I don't know what he means. Because as far as I know it, this man gets anything he wants.
Exactly. One thing don't go in, but that's how spoiled people are. They don't see what all they got. They see what they don't get.
Right. And I bet he's
He
going to have
said-
a whole new teammates next year.
He
What
said
he
what?
trying to
Hold on.
say? Yo, Cino, what
He
he trying to
said-
say? They not holding his hand no more?
Yeah, exactly right. Yeah, they ain't coddling him no more.
Location.
Your time is over, my nigga. They moving on from you.
He like that spoiled little kid. His mom tell him no, he can't have no more candy. Now he ready to call 911.
Yeah,
So
now
he
he
said,
ready.
he said, this is what he said. He said, never thought I'll be talking from this perspective, but I'm not really sure what else to for me to expect when the higher ups are all coming as together as a collective
Shut
with
the fuck
conspiring
up.
to
Higher
end
ups.
my run. Send me a
Shut the
message.
fuck up.
Higher ups.
The higher ups is
Shut the fuck
conspiring
up.
Somebody
against
gotta
him
tell
to
him, like,
end his
look,
run.
you pass, bro. The game has
You
got to
done.
move on. The game has
Hey,
got to move on.
he mad.
They didn't hold on
Hey,
to
he
Kobe
mad because
like this.
he mad because these young bulls done took over. These young bulls done took over.
over. He's been in the
Yeah.
way.
Man, they shooting like they don't care who LeBron is.
Been
That's
in the
what it
way.
is.
Yeah,
Right. And they
that's all from 2016. That's 5 years ago.
I know.
Like he's been in the way, and sadly, Adam Silver Slipper doesn't realize that people don't like this dude, man. I mean, you got a
Not really
fresh crop of talent in this playoffs. Ever since LeBron ended up getting thrown out by Devin Booker, who's one of those young cats that the league should be building around.
44.
You know what I'm saying? You should already know. Like,
And Devin Booker had a teammate that was trying to throw the game for LeBron too. So it's just like, he's too good.
I mean, dog.
It's crazy, man.
Who's winning
I'm
the
like,
chip?
you can't just this man can't be in
I'm
Cancun.
telling you right now, AD will be hurt again next year. And so what y'all want to do?
I mean, of course, he's gonna be on the floor every game.
He gonna
You already know
miss
that.
another 30 games. He gonna be hurt in the playoffs. It's gonna happen again.
Yeah, bro, that is glass, man. Mr. Glass, bro, for real.
Mr.
And right
Glass.
now, he's so broken up. He's just gonna be a stationary player shooting jump shots. His drive penetration
Hey,
to
but
the
see,
basket
hey y'all,
limited.
but Cino was right about LeBron from day one. He's a narcissist.
Yes, he is.
Yeah, Cino was
Of
100
course.
on that. He's a
I'm surprised
narcissist.
he's not at the
For real.
game trying to go in the middle of the court and be like, "Hey, look at me."
Hey, bro. Hey, bro.
Hey, outlaw,
Hey.
don't give him no ideas.
Right.
Hey, the sad thing
Right
about
after
it
next
is
game.
that might be true about the narcissist shit. Me and
Yeah,
LeBron
it's
was
true,
born
bro.
in the same.
Take Mike out of it.
Hold on. Me and LeBron was born in the same year. We are both Sagittarius, and people call me a fucking
Bro,
narcissist.
he a
I don't think I
narcissist, he a
am.
megalomaniac, bro. He every word in the dictionary.
I know
Everyone.
I know we're self-centered. I know we're self-centered. That's a fact.
I'm trying to think. Like, did him and Adam Silver break up or something?
Well, I think Adam is looking at it like this. They're like, well, we've been putting the league around, and here's what our numbers are with you.
Him and
Here's
Twinkle
what our
Toes and
numbers
broke
are
up.
right now. People are talking about it. They tweeting. They happy. When you play, people are watching the game, but they're not really enthused from watching the game. Watching you try to struggle to get 20 points is ridiculous.
Right.
Yeah.
That's why I suggest everybody support the finals. Everybody watch the finals so we could show we don't need that bum inside the finals.
That's what you do. You support them. I'm watching all of them.
I'm paying damn near $7 a month just to watch these playoffs.
Yeah.
Damn.
Hulu Live, nigga.
That's right. You know, we got to show because this is what it's about. This guy has got to realize that it's over for him.
It's over.
Juwan Howard. It's crazy that he's ready to take an NBA job now. He had to go to Michigan to get Michigan back right in 1 year, and now he got job opportunity. When he was an assistant for like 20 years.
Wow. Hey,
He
man.
was an assistant for while he was on the Miami Heat with LeBron, and LeBron tried to fight him.
What y'all talking about, you know?
Man, LeBron ain't going out. LeBron gonna be like Eddie Kane coming back in the blue suit talking about nights like this. I wish raindrops would fall. You want my spot, Spider? You want my spot, Spider?
You was fried, bro.
I don't know what this man gonna do, man.
He's not a Sagittarius. What is he, Capricorn or something, right?
He's a Sagittarius. Chino, he is a Sagittarius.
Capricorn. He ain't with us.
He not with us.
He said he's gonna hit him with the Eddie
I
Kane.
can care less about all that.
Man, it don't matter because y'all know it's all about the Scorpios.
He said he's gonna hit him with that Eddie
Virgo.
Kane. Eddie Kane Jones.
Man.
I can care less about all that.
I don't know what this man gonna do when he retires, man. This man is just
Oh God,
damn.
man. You know
He
what
gonna
I
have
mean?
an
Spend some time
identity
with your
crisis.
family,
He gonna have an
man. Like,
identity
go
crisis.
out.
He's not gonna know how to function, bro. He's not for him to turn on the
Right.
TV and not see his name trending, not see him on Instagram popping or Twitter or whatever trending. He's gonna have an identity crisis. He's not gonna know what to do. He's gonna try to
lose
include
his
himself in
fucking
shit he
mind.
What's he
don't know
gonna
shit
start
about,
rapping?
and people ain't gonna give him no pass.
When your
I'm
birthday,
worried about Paul George, man. He the only thing that's scaring me about betting game 3.
I
Because I'm
wouldn't
betting
bet for
heavy
the
on game 3.
I wouldn't.
And his face
wait for
telling
who?
me
The
not
Clippers?
to bet game 3. Like,
I would not bet.
Wait, you trying to lose money for betting on the Clippers?
I ain't too
I'm a bet game 3, and I'm betting it heavy that the Clippers
Don't.
gonna win. But Paul George's face is not giving
Don't
me
do
any
it.
No, man. Did you see him when he was at the free
Don't
throw
do
line? He
it.
looked like he was smirking and stuff. I was
Don't
like,
do
oh
it.
yeah, he about to miss
He
this
was in a
one.
Do it,
trance.
you know.
He was thinking too much.
Too.
That's just like that movie we was watching, man. That was our movie, bro. You're thinking too much, pussy. That's what's wrong. You're thinking too goddamn much.
Yeah, man, just shoot the damn ball.
No. The thing was, they was shooting the ball, but they wasn't driving to the hole. Like they kept just shooting threes.
Oh, I'm
I'm
talking
like,
about
bro,
the free. No,
drive.
I'm talking about the free throw.
That and they was letting they was letting
Oh,
Cameron
yeah.
Payne. How do you let Cameron Payne do you like that?
That's what I was talking about.
Man, House of Payne been dropping. He been dropping everybody out.
Hey, he really
House of
has.
Payne went to the G
Hardcore
leagues,
from the
man.
brain.
Nah,
he went to the G League, man. He's hungry.
Yeah, he played overseas in China, and he saw how they were living, and he got even
Like, get me the fuck out of here.
He watching people eat food. He's like, oh, I want some shrimp, and the shrimp moving on the plate. He's like, what the hell? Y'all gonna cook that? No, bite the head.
Yeah, because he used to be Russell Westbrook's dancing buddy in Oklahoma.
Yeah, as soon as he got that call to go to the bubble, he balled out. He's been balling ever since. And talking to himself
man,
and everything.
He really have, bro. Hey, he done worked on his game a lot.
Yeah, he grew up.
Yeah, because all he was doing was just like he was basically Westbrook's dancing buddy. And then that was all we knew of.
Right. And then you got this trash ass Ben Simmons who don't want to work, don't want to do shit.
Oh,
we're not gonna get started. Hey, we're not gonna get started on him today.
You don't want
I was about to say, like, they talking about they made an announcement that Doc Rivers is gonna help him with his jump shot or something like that. I'm like, what?
Somebody need to help Doc with his coaching. How he gonna help somebody with a jump shot and you can't coach?
Doc with his coaching, he's been doing this for years, bro.
Yeah, they talking like they.
Man, Philly need to bring back Mo Cheeks and let them tear Ben Simmons up.
If they keep their with Ben Simmons, they talking about we got a good nucleus. We're gonna like, oh, y'all got $90 million wrapped up already in the cap.
3-4-1
with 3 players. That is the
That's crazy.
history.
That's crazy.
Like, that is the reason why the OGM is gone. Y'all trust the damn process.
Like you said, man. Like we all said, they messed up by getting rid of Jimmy Butler. They paid the wrong player.
He was out there. He was in China.
Yeah, campaign was
He
I
was.
bet that koala bear ass
'Cause he
nigga
was
hopped
just
on the first thing smoking in Australia.
I'm riding by Chicago, bro.
Oh, yeah, he
probably not that good. Like he's just a role player.
Well, yeah, Cino. I'm riding through your hood.
232.
You ride through the hood?
Yeah, I'm riding on I-80.
Yeah, he's just a role player, man.
Oh, okay, that's what's up.
One.
I'm headed back home, my guy.
Man,
Oh, not to change subject, but Frank, I heard after you made your announcement that you're a Lions fan now.
Oh yeah, man. You know what I'm saying. I'm gonna have to postpone my regular family sport.
Say again.
Right.
You know, we're not gonna do that on. We're not gonna do that on this. We're gonna do. That's gonna be for the back stream. We're gonna talk about that.
Yeah, you got this high-end selling jersey right now. I'm done.
I got to get ready for
But
my
yeah, we're not gonna talk about that. But back to the subject. But that was a bum. But yeah, like so who y'all got next game? For the Hawks and
yeah, anybody from
the Hawks and the Greek Freak.
The Hawks in Milwaukee. I got Milwaukee in 6.
Yeah, I got Milwaukee the next time.
In 5?
Yeah.
Milwaukee.
I got them in 6. I got them in 6.
I got them
they're gonna give the Hawks 2 games.
But I still think Atlanta gonna get them.
But if I want, what I want to happen, like what I want to see, I would love to see Ice Train them go to the final.
I don't care who goes to the final, but I want to see.
They haven't seen a run like this since AI. Being the first guy to do this at this young.
Somebody's mic. Now, what were you saying, Cino? You said something about AI?
Yeah. If Trae Young gets to the finals, it would be like AI and anybody like really let their team like that. Being the small man like that since AI.
Listen, he got a lot better.
Yep, and they out DeAndre Hunter. Yep.
Without DeAndre Hunter.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, DeAndre Hunter.
But this is what I was.
15 points off the board right there. That dude, yeah, I'm telling you, he's something. He made me say, okay.
And he's a good defender too.
Oh, they saying Milwaukee's gonna sweep the Hawks. No, I don't see that. I think it's going to Game 6.
Milwaukee's too.
Hey, he's out for the season, ain't he, Hunter?
Yeah, Hunter don't. He ain't coming back, unfortunately.
I mean, what
they
play
too
you
stupid
think to stop
sweep
the Greek?
somebody.
Freak.
They'll be up 25, and next thing you know, no, the Bucks are down.
Yep.
Before, like, yeah. I ain't never seen it in the next quarter. Yep. You're up 25 in one quarter and down 25 the next. I mean, what the hell going on?
I don't think they got a player to stop Giannis Antetokounmpo though. Defensively,
they got yo man, the defensive player, Capella.
Oh, MVP. I forgot.
Yeah,
Solomon Hill. Oh yeah, I keep forgetting, man.
His ankle's gonna get rolled up
on yeah, that's true. Yeah, that is true, man. That's a defensive genius right there. They call him the Floyd Mayweather of basketball.
Skip Bayless needs to shut the fuck up.
He's the technician on defense. You got to. The man saved the season.
Yeah, hold on. Some point.
Yeah, this
was like a delay.
Hill, baby. He was just out there playing defense. Ain't his fault LeBron can't move his feet. Solomon Hill, baby. He was just out there
Solomon
playing.
Hill.
Ain't his fault LeBron can't move his feet. That was like one of them.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's that clip, y'all. Somebody sent me that clip. I said, I gotta find a way to get this. Is crazy.
Man, Solomon Hill.
Hey, who you think the Hawks should draft with their pick? Do you think they should get a big man? I think they should get Trey Mann from Florida, since Lou Williams is retiring, to get a combo guard who can come off the bench.
He's really
stretch the
retiring?
offense and score.
I mean, it depends. If they go to the NBA Finals and he have a good run, he might come back next season. But like Atlanta already expressed that they like, man, we want to like to keep him. You know, he's been good with it for us. You know, but you know he's kind of leaning towards the Saturday. So.
Wow, lemon pepper.
He was gonna retire when he got traded. He was like, man, I should just go ahead and quit.
Yeah, man.
He was shocked he got traded.
Plus, he's from Atlanta too. You know what I'm saying? He playing in Atlanta. He's probably playing in his own town. Yeah,
Can you imagine that? Him going up against the Clippers in the finals?
4-5-9.
Oh man.
Yeah,
pepper.
Yeah, mother suckers, I'm here. Y'all thought I was done. Y'all asked.
Listen, he still got that shot, man.
Montrezl at home
like I said, he was
probably
killing
right
my
now.
Knicks.
Everybody but him in the finals.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah, man. But man, I did not expect that from the Hawks, man. I was like, man, this team was different. As soon as the playoffs start, I'm like, whoa.
Yeah.
I wish we would have went against the Heat.
Yeah,
now that I'm thinking about it.
Hey, these young cats, man, they different. They different.
Back chat.
Yep, I'm gonna throw the jack.
Cino, was you in the movie?
All right, y'all.
Hoop
This is
Dreams?
brought to you by.
There was somebody said in the movie. They was like, I saw you in the crowd. I'm like, I was not there. That's the West Side.
You was in the stands dancing at Marshall High School?
My cousin was there because she went to Marshall. Just she was there.
528.